all honesty, the hardest part about coming home was my oldest daughter, you know what I mean? Out of any of my children, they hit her the hardest. You know, like I came home to her calling another man dad, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, as much as that made me want to like do something to that man, but I had no right, because for all the years that I was gone, you know, he was a good man. He was a good man to her. He was a good man to her mother.
Is there any way Boom could have stayed in battle rap? Is there any, like, did he
No.
create any errors?
No, there's no way he could have stayed, because even past the fact that, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I don't really know about the culture accept him and all that, but I personally wouldn't allow him to stay in this shit, bro.
Welcome to another episode of the Sit Down, man. This is a series I created so that you can get to know your favorite battle rappers on a more personal level, man. This is another very in-depth interview with the homie Showoff, man. We talk about a lot of different things. I think you all will enjoy it. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out the Sit Down with Showoff. What up, man? Chris, somebody checking back in, man. Here with the man of the hour, man. Who do you be, man?
Man, Showoff. Look, listen, man. Fight your demons, man. FightYourDemons.org, VenueGPS.com. Make sure you go to the App Store, download the app, man. Go to FightYourDemons.org. Support the brand. You know what I'm saying?
Let's actually start there, man. You created this organization, Fight Your Demons. What's the premise behind it?
So Fight Your Demons was created to bring awareness to mental health in all communities, just across the board. You know, I have a lot of conversations, and I'm a part of a lot of conversations with people always talking about how they can make the world a better place, and everybody wants to try to fix everybody else. But the way my thought process works is fight your demons, fight your demons. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to make the world a better place, you will start within yourself first. Because every person that's trying to fix somebody else has an issue. You know what I'm saying? How many times have you heard stories or watched the news and somebody went outside their home and they snapped on the outside world, and then you see everybody talking about them like, I never would have expected this. I don't know where it came from. You know, he's never been like this, or she's never been like this. She's never done this. And that right there is because those demons pile up, man. They pile up. A lot of people don't spend enough time figuring out what changed about them. Change is the only constant, and we change every day. A lot of people don't take the time to understand that even if to you it's a small thing, to your mind and your body, to your soul, it may be traumatic. You may convince yourself it's not trauma, but it may be trauma. And if you take that out to the world, you will take that out on somebody who is not deserving of it. My own life is a testament to that, because there's people in my lifetime, in my earlier years, before I really got on a mission to become a better version of myself, that probably need closure because of things I've done. You know what I'm saying? Family members who need closure because of things I've done. You know, so it's just taking accountability. And if you really want to make the world a better place, you'll start with yourself. You know, everything outside of your home in the world, period, is created to remind you of your failures and your flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just human nature. It's at no fault of any human being, because that's just how human beings are designed. It's hard for a human being to, you could be great at something. It's hard for a person to say, you know what, yo, you're amazing at this, because subconsciously it triggers them into thinking, if I tell him he's amazing at this and I can't do it, I'm unconsciously telling him that he's better than me. And it's hard for people to admit that other people are better than them at things. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is exactly why Fight Your Demons was created. You know, if you really want to make the world a better place, start here.
I wanted to interview you because obviously you spent some time in prison, and I'm very passionate about it since I had to do my own jail time, and I know you did 7 years. So can you take me back to that time and that experience of, first of all, I want to congratulate you for your success since then. A lot of people don't become successful post incarceration. So how were you able to? What was your experience like when you were in there, and how were you able to turn around and make it?
So, for those that don't know, I wound up getting sentenced to 3.5 years, and it wound up turning into 7 years. My initial offense was armed robbery and assault and battery. Those were my initial charges. I don't have anything on my record that's not a violent offense, which is, like I said earlier, with the Fight Your Demons. The people that I wound up doing these things to, they didn't even deserve it. They did nothing to me. They were innocent. They were victims. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even because, it was because of frustration. It was because of, I was young and mad, and I couldn't even identify why I was mad. And it's only because I chose to ignore my own traumas, my own pain. I chose to lie to myself and say that certain things didn't hurt, knowing it did. So yeah, my initial offense was armed robbery. It was robbery in the first, and assault and battery. It was assault and battery, and all charges wound up getting reduced. So I wound up getting sentenced to a B felony for the armed robbery and the assault. They wound up running concurrent. So I wound up getting sentenced to 3.5 years. I think and like I said, I wound up catching another charge, and I was in there because, once you're in prison, things gonna happen. I didn't have an easy bid, the fact that this gang over here and this gang over here, or this group over here and this group over here, they wanted me to get down with them, and I was, bro, I've never been, and that's no knocking at nobody else, but I've always had an issue being told what to do. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, brother. That looks amazing too. I can't wait.
Good looking food right there. Y'all did good.
Thank you, man. But yeah, I always had an issue with listening to people, and that's partly because I really haven't had a guardian since I was like 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? And so when people say, I jumped off the porch, or I'm off the porch, and or to that young, I really was just out here in this world with no adult to give me guidance, with no adult to give me love, with no adult to embrace me since I was like 13 years old.
And we're gonna get into that. I want to know what your outlook is as far as like, how do you feel about the criminal justice system, for either just for people in general, for African Americans? How do you feel about the way you're treated in the criminal justice system since you were able to like go through it? Like, how do you feel?
They call it rehabilitation, but it's really not. It doesn't rehabilitate anybody. Like if the world and the criminal justice system was really about rehabilitation, then there wouldn't be any addicts in the penitentiary at all. They would be in rehab somewhere, being rehabilitated, being shown that they have, other options other than the drug. You understand what I'm saying? They would actually utilize the ART programs, those aggression replacement training, for the people that come in there with hostilities and all of that. They don't do any of those things. You get what I'm saying? They would actually utilize these systems that they quote unquote have inside. But we know better, because the penitentiary is one of the largest businesses on the planet, worldwide. It's a revolving door. Some of the largest companies in the world are invested in penitentiaries. You don't think that it's a coincidence that in almost every neighborhood that's a impoverished neighborhood, schools are closing down, but jails are being built? It's a business, and they don't do right by anybody in there, anybody. So when I was locked up, I actually got into something where I wound up going to programming, right? I went to my program because I got my GED in prison, you know what I'm saying? So I wound up going to a program, going to school. I don't remember exactly why, but they wound up calling me back to the unit Maybe they had a surprise visit or something like that. I don't know, but I remember being happy as hell walking back from program to the unit. So when I get back to the unit, everybody know that at the time I'm in a medium, I'm not in the max. You know, I'm in Gawandas. And in Gawandas, it's all cookie cutter. You know, like a whole bunch of people in one dorm room that's separated by this little wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like this high. And I go back to where my bunk is, and we all got these same state lockers, green lockers. And I walk in and I see this guy, he got his whole upper body inside my locker going through my stuff, stealing. Now, it had been somebody on the unit stealing, but we never thought it would be the porter, because the porter was cool, you know what I'm saying, with everybody. But then again, why wouldn't it be the porter if he's the only one left on the unit when everybody else go out the program? Because nobody else is allowed to stay on a unit. You gotta have a program, you know what I'm saying? So I go on the side of my locker and I see him. I did exactly this. Stomped one time on the side of the locker. He looked around to see who it was, kicked him right in his face, and I washed him. Everybody else came back from the unit because he went to his bunk, laid down. He looked like Martin, Tommy Hearns. No exaggeration. I did him bad. I'm not gonna lie. I was upset because I already was locked up with no outside assistance to help. You know what I'm saying? So everything I accumulated was off my own hustle. So how dare you try to take from me anyway, but how dare you try to take from me when I'm literally hustling in here like you could. That's how I took it. And then everybody came back to the unit. They did a standing count. He remained laying in his bunk with the cover over him. And the CO went, took the cover off of him, and he looked up and he looked at his face. They pulled that pin. All the turtles, all the COs came rushing in. You know how they search. They looking at everybody's hands. Whoever hands is swollen, you did it. My hands were swollen. Couldn't even hide it. So I wound up, at the time, like I said, I'm in Gawandas, and Gawandas don't have a box. So they have an actual prison right on the other side of Gawandas called Collins. Collins has an S block, the SHU, right? Special housing unit. So they send me there. But I wound up doing 18 months in a box because they was trying to convince this man to tell on me so I could get a third strike. I don't even know who dude's name is, but if I could find him in this world, I would seriously go and thank him, because I don't even think he understood exactly what type of control on the rest of my life he had. So I'm very grateful for him holding water and not telling on me. But even at my time in the box, man, the COs are inhumane. The people that work there are inhumane. The lady who walk around doing the meds, the lady who walk around doing the library, the COs themselves, they ignore you. They don't make eye contact with you, right? So I did 18 months in a box talking to nobody. I almost lost my mind. They was doing stuff like, I would get photos of my children sent to me in letters. They bring garbage cans and show me the pictures of my kids in the trash. You know what I'm saying? That stuff right there, I'm not gonna lie. Psychologically, it'll make you snap.
All right, so you did your 7 years. When you got out, how hard was it for you to transition like back to the free world and kind of get yourself acclimated to like a productive life?
I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. No, so I won't say it was hard, but I will say is certain things were hard. You know what I'm saying? Continuously being rejected when you go for jobs, you know, because regardless of what people say, no matter how much a company is paid to hire a felon and any of that stuff, when you're jacked to say guns and robbery and then putting your hands on people, no business really want to hire you, period. You understand what I'm saying? And you really can't, as much as you can be mad at it, you get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm thankful. I'm actually grateful for that, because that's what gave me the mindset to start my own brand, start my own company, make my own money, become my own finance. You know what I'm saying? And really spring forward my entrepreneurial mind. But in all honesty, the hardest part about coming home was my oldest daughter, you know what I mean? Out of any of my children, they hit her the hardest. You know, like I came home to her calling another man dad, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, as much as that made me But that made me want to like do something to that man. But I had no right, because for all the years that I was gone, you know, he was a good man. He was a good man to her. He was a good man to her mother. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the reality of it. So once I was able to get past my pride being struck, you know, even to this day still, I low-key got like a respect for him, for real. You know,
By how long did it take for you to probably feel like you ingratiated yourself back?
I still remember the first time after I came home that she said it, bro. I had been home for like 4 years, 5 years, bro.
Wow.
Like 4 or 5 years. You know, and that's the message I want to give to anybody that's living a certain lifestyle that's a parent, bro. If you're a parent, understand that what you're doing, you think that prison is going to be the worst thing that you could receive from that, bro. And it's not. Because when you do a bid, everybody that love you is doing a bid too. They locked up just like you locked up. Because their life literally alters, especially if you play the lead role in their comfort in life. Their life is gonna alter based on decisions you made. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair for their life to be affected based on the decision you made that you never even considered them in. That's why I really, as much as it hurt, I really couldn't be mad, you know, that she made me earn the right to get the title dad back. If I was a weak man in that moment, because I almost broke. I can't lie to you, bro. That almost broke me, bro. I really wanted to take the hurt that I had out on somebody who didn't deserve it. Full circle. Fight your demons. Embrace your hurt. Don't ignore it. You can't ignore your hurt, bro. You have to embrace it and feel it. You are human, bro. I don't care if you're a man, woman, anything, bro. Pain is pain. And the more you ignore something, the more likely you are to snap one day. Because people forget the mind is a muscle, just like the tricep and the bicep. The mind is a muscle. So when people are on trial and people are pleading temporary insanity, sometimes it's used as a tactic, but bro, sometimes people really get pushed over the edge where they really don't remember what they did. You understand? Don't get to the point where you won't remember what you did, because by then it's too late.
Let me talk about your upbringing a little bit, because I know we were talking earlier, and you know you lost your mom and your dad, and you don't meet that many people that experience that. So what kind of upbringing did Showoff have?
Some people would say it's the average hood story, but with all honesty, I don't even consider it that, because you'll at least have one primary parent in your life, whether it's a mom or a dad or whatever, you know. And even though we got people that's raised by a grandmother or aunt, they'll at least have that one secular parent, even if they're in and out. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't have that. So I was raised by my grandmother, you know. As far as my mom goes, if I could put every single solitary day that I physically saw my mom face to face, it wouldn't even add up to a month. I've never seen my mom 30 times in my life, ever. I've seen my father way more, but when I did see my father, he caused pain. You know what I'm saying? Prime example of why I had so much disdain for my father and so much love for my mom, even though I knew her way less. My mom, the one time in my life she was able to actually have a gift for me and for my sisters. The one time, it was a Christmas, I'll never forget. She got me a Game Boy with the game Kirby's Dream Land. It had no back on it. It had 4 batteries and tape holding the batteries in, right? She was coming to drop these gifts off. She's on the J train in Bedford-Stuyvesant on Gates and Broadway. Somebody tried to steal these things from her. She showed up to my grandmother's house, mouth full of blood, permanent teeth, front teeth knocked out, mad blood and blood clots in her mouth, but she still got the gifts. She still got the gifts. She allowed herself to go through actual physical pain and punishment, but she still protected the gifts because she made a decision. No, I'm gonna have some gifts for my babies, even if it's only one time in my life, bro. My mom's died at 36 years old, bro. You understand? My pops, on the other hand, all the talent in the world, charming, healthy, even while he was addicted to crack. You know what I'm saying? Always had his weight up. Never really lost his looks or anything like that. He would actually come into the house, sneak the keys, then creep back into the house in the middle of the night, 3, 4 in the morning, and he was still Christmas. Still Christmas. Everybody got that one nosy ass neighbor. Well, I love you, Miss Simon. I love you, Miss Simon. I love you, Marty. Ours was Miss Simon. She had the front window in the very next building. So it's like 3-something in the morning. And she called my grandmother's phone in the middle of the night and she like, Miss Annie, where's Booby? Because that's what they call my father. No, where's Booby? She said, I don't know. He don't live here. Why? Oh, I was just asking because I could have sworn I saw him running down the street just now with a tree on his back. Bro, we go to the living room. Everything gone. It's like 3 ornaments left on the ground, bro. Like he was a ninja. We ain't hear nothing. How do you, bro? Like think about that, bro. How do you get a tree out the door with no sound? How do you get all the gifts out the door before you get the tree out the door with no sound? And then where'd you put it? Cause we in the hood. Where'd you put it that nobody snatched this? No, but I already knew why nobody would snatch it from him because, bro, my pops was a menace. Like he was really big and he was really about whatever he said he was about. You get what I'm saying? To the point where when he did become addicted to drugs, all the hustlers on the block would just basically give him drugs to not rob them. They would give him drugs because, bro, if you didn't, bro, my pops was really inhumanly strong, bro. Like he would really, I saw my father, a prime example. This is when he's already strung out. We on Myrtle Avenue on Broadway. It's a guy who's not a small guy. He's an addict too. But he got a whole bunch of watches that he's selling on his display. He done stole from somewhere, right? My father, bro, and this is why I say that he couldn't have loved me. My father says, yo, give me the watches. I know somebody who will buy them all right now. So the guy like, all right, so let's go. He like, listen, no, because he'll get nervous if he sued. We both big, you know what I'm saying? He said, don't worry about it. Stand here with my son until I get back. Bro, you done left me with this big ass nigga, bro, knowing that you wasn't gonna sell these watches, bro, and give him no money. You feel me? I'm in danger, but I'm so young and green that I don't even really realize it, right? So my pops wind up coming back. He don't got the watches in his hand. The guy's like, all right, how much he bought them for? My father look at this man and say, that really ain't your concern, because you ain't getting shit. Mind you, I'm still standing next to this man, bro. I heard my father say that. My instinct kicked in. I started backing up. I got far enough where the guy couldn't reach to grab me, right? This dude broke a Heineken bottle and stabbed my father in the neck with a Heineken bottle. My father beat dog shit out of him, unconscious, bro. And he had the little flip out phone and called 911 and sat right there till the ambulance came. Bleeding out of his neck, bro. Bleeding out of his. That's when I was like, yo, my father's he was a demon, bro. Listen, man, if y'all ever in Charlotte, man, Hawthorne's Pizza and Bar, and look at this, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, let them know what that is, man. Come on, man, bro. First off, this right here is the fettuccine Alfredo with the shrimp and the blackened chicken. You see these rolls right here? You can't go buy these rolls. I'm telling you now, you can't buy these. You gotta come to Hawthorne's, man.
All right, so when I was locked up, there was a lot of, I talk about this a lot, about how it's very hard to find people. I did a blog called There's a Lot More Adi Booms Than You Know. And that blog was about the amount of, like, since you were locked up, you know the amount of people that are telling a co-defendant is damn near like one of the worst things to have in jail. It's crazy.
I tell you, I got locked up for the charge. I never told you if I had a code D or not. I wasn't the only name on my charges. I was just the only one that got time.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
real.
saying? And you mentioning Adi Boom, I ain't gonna lie, that's the reason that shit hit me so hard, because the only reason I was locked up in the first place is because my children's legal godfather is the one who told on me to give me the time I did.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about legal godfather. Like, if something happened to me and happened to their mom, he get full legal custody of my children. You know what I'm saying? So I already didn't play that shit with people that told anyway. You know what I'm saying? That I had a different type of chip on my shoulder and blackness, you know what I'm saying, in my heart for that type of behavior. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to the Boom thing, like, people, they could go back to the Big K verse Boom.
I said snitch boy. The word loyal never displayed. Betray your brother when it's turmoil, devilish ways. Snitch boy, been stressing every day. You came home in your 20s with a head full of gray. Snitch boy, ready to turn at any moment. Surf let you hear around, you told the world that you wrote it. Snitch boy, but New Jersey is snitch haven. Only thing you ever wrote for Surf was his statement. Snitch boy.
You get what I'm saying? Like, never mind the fact that he was lying to people, telling people that I abandoned him on his bid, even though I'm literally there for I'm there for your bid, you know what I'm saying? But he lying to people like chicks in battle rap, I guess to get sympathy letters and I guess to get them to send him money and all that stuff.
So when did you find out about that part?
Bro, I didn't find out about that until after he was exposed to being a rat.
Okay.
And then everything started coming out. And I wound up doing an interview on 15 Minutes of Fame, and mad different people, men and women, started hitting me up like, yo, that's crazy, because he was hitting me up telling me that you abandoned him on his bid and you wasn't there and this, that, and the third, and that's the reason that we stopped really rocking with you, because we like, damn, bro, how you flake on somebody that was his brother when he was free and then flaked on when he was locked up. Bro, let me tell you something. Salute my brother Keith Foster. I'm sure he gonna see this interview. That's a brother that I did my bid with. You understand what I'm saying? Solid brother. That's a brother that's still my brother to this day still. You know what I'm saying? That's a brother that then came out the battle events. You know what I'm saying? Ain't know me for none of this. Just knew me as a real one. And we did years of our lives in the penitentiary together. You get what I'm saying? I don't abandon, bro. I still send JPays and money on people's books to this day still that's doing life. Actual lifers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be responsible for them to the day that they die, or until whenever, you know what I'm saying, my last breath happens out here in freedom. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be responsible for them. So that bothered me, but if you go look at the Big K battle, you gonna see me standing behind him like this, ready to pop when all that's being said. And K, you know what I'm saying? Salute K, salute his brother, you know what I'm saying? Solid niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? Solid niggas. And I'm such a real one. I had to go to K like, yo, no lie, bro. I want to apologize to you, dog, and your brother. And I also want to thank you, because you got a snake from around me. Because I done did dirt round Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's all that kept pouring into my mind. You feel me? So, to find out all that shit was actually real and actually true, and that's why nobody should ever question my character, because when the whole fucking culture turned their back on Boom, when everybody was like, oh, he a rat, boom, 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 me being somebody who was locked up and understand that in battle rap people create these type of different things, and because I didn't have all the paperwork I needed to determine whether or not he actually told on somebody, I stood tall and said, listen, until I find out otherwise, this is my brother. And I don't give a fuck what none of y'all talking about.
Let me ask you this. I know when you're locked up, like at least in the jail I was at, if you got a codee, they'll split y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all have different lawyers, because like conflict lawyers and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So you have different lawyers.
Yeah, conflict interest.
You don't really know what he's got going on his side of the cell. He don't know what you got going on. He may want to go to trial. You trying to take a plea. Mm-hmm. All this kind of stuff. You go to court. Sometimes your lawyer is like, well, you better save yourself, because that's what he's over there doing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes jail can create a type of paranoia where you don't really know what the fuck is going on. You don't know what this nigga is doing. Is there any way Boom could have stayed in battle rap? Is there any, like, did he
No.
create any errors?
No, there's no way he could have stayed, because even past the fact that, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I don't really know about the culture accept him and all that, but I wouldn't personally wouldn't allow him to stay in this shit, bro, because it couldn't have been nothing where we could have bumped into each other, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I brought you to my hood. I brought you around real life goons, bro, in their families' houses, around my family, bro. I brought you around these people, and the reality is you knew you told on somebody before I even met you. You did all of this before I met you. So you literally allowed me to befriend you, grow some type of love for you, a real bond with you, call you my brother, do all this traveling and getting money together, knowing that the foundation was based on lies. And if the foundation is based on lies, it's all a lie. I can't never believe when you said you love me as a brother. I can't, because it was all based on lies.
Let me ask you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let them go by. Let me let them go by, because they kind of All right, so I had said in a blog, I said,
you can't be that loud with fake Gucci sneakers on, bro. Why you drawing attention to yourself?
Nah, I said in a blog that I said maybe if Adi Boone would have owned it, said I was a young nigga, my lawyer advised me to tell, just kept it a buck with ARP. I said maybe the culture would allow him to battle.
No. Because think about it.
I'm not saying what you would allow.
He got these men football numbers. Think about it like this, right?
Okay. Now I ain't read his paperwork, so I don't know everything.
Bro, one dude got like 17 years, bro. One dude got like 15 years or something like that, bro. The other dude. These are football numbers. These are life-changing numbers, bro. These are the type of numbers where by the time you come home, the whole world could be altered and different completely. Like when I got locked, they still had tokens for the bus in New York City. When I came home, they had Metro cards. I didn't know what Facebook the fuck was. I didn't know how to create one or use one. Like the world can, that's the type of time where the world could change. And even past that, when you put people's family member behind bars, everybody who books you, their event is not safe. It's not safe. Let somebody tell on a family member of mine and they in a form of entertainment where they next place they gonna be is somewhere publicized. You think I'm gonna care about the crowd that's there? Or you think I've sacrificed airing out this whole crowd if it mean I could possibly get him? No. It just wouldn't have been smart. And I think that's the main reason that most leagues was like, nah, canceling battles. People like DNA, he could say, nah, it's because, bro, he's not even a street guy to even be standing on the type of principle is like, bro, nah, bro, I can't rock with nobody who told on nobody, when in reality, bro, you're not a street guy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you're not a street guy, you're a civilian, and civilians are more likely to tell than anybody in the street. You know what I'm saying? But I think that as far as the platform jacking that and not getting him another opponent or switching an opponent, I really feel like it had everything to do with the safety of the people who was going to be around. Because remember, these cars are publicized cars.
No, that's a fact.
That's why anytime a battle rap is up there talking about having ops right now, I never believed them. Because if you did, you wouldn't be promoting where you gonna be a month from now today. You know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't do it. Because you know, if you got respectable ops, no, bro, you just not gonna be doing it, bro. You're not gonna let nobody know where you're gonna be at, bro.
Was Boom even a street nigga? Because sometimes you can, just because you do a crime don't make you a street nigga.
Nah, he wasn't, bro. He was a good kid, and that's the reason that when he caught that charge when he was young, he folded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's only so long fake thugs could pretend. Time will tell. They the exact same kind of statement. Like, you can act like you out here, but when shit get real and that water start boiling, you're gonna hop your ass out the water. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be willing to stand in the fire and cook. You know, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Like, out of that whole shit, you know what I'm saying? You wanna know the hardest pill to swallow out of that whole shit, bro? Like, the fact that I had already been through so much shit, bro. I got, no funny, bro, no cap. I got multiple stab wounds in my motherfucking back, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got real light bullet wounds in my body. I just don't rap about it because certain things you talk about could be triggering for people who are, like I said, it's people who need closure because of things I've done, right? But the hardest pill to swallow about that whole shit, bro, was the fact that out of all the years, 30 plus years at the time, being on the planet, already being somebody who was crossed by the person who in streets outside of battle rap was supposed to be my family, out of all the mistakes and all of the scars from the mistakes, I still couldn't recognize a fucking snake around me, bro. I was never supposed to be able to be rocked to sleep by an Adi Boom, bro. Man, you already know what it is, man. Showoff, nigga. Your favorite battle rapper's favorite battle rapper, favorite real nigga. You feel what I'm saying? FightYourDemons.org, VenueGBS.com. Go to the App Store, download the app. Also, you know who you rocking with right now. My big bro, Unbiased, man. Unbiased review, unbiased recaps, unbiased. You know what it is. Showoff, nigga.
Chris, bias. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris, bias.